women in general have a more comprehensive vetting process compared to men, right? When you meet a lot of guys on the street, a lot of guys, they won't really have that many standards, to women. Some of them do, but a lot of men they're okay with going to the club and making out with like a decent looking chick, taking her home. A lot of men are okay with that, right? Men are kind of like that, where we're like, okay, she's decent looking, like, okay, she's a pass. Like, a lot of men are like that. A lot of men just aren't too selective about the girls they go out with. Now, women have a vetting process. You have to keep that in mind. Like, as a man, and this is what I hate about that whole looks maxing thing and all this other stuff, some guys only focus on looks and they really don't focus on anything else. And it really becomes problematic because looks is just like one check mark that a woman looks. All right, you look good, you look like you take care of yourself, she checks that box. Now what's next? She want to make sure you're not weird, right? She want to make sure you're not crazy. She want to make sure that if she sends a picture of you to your friends, or if she sends like your profile to her friends are going to look at you and they're going to be like, oh no, he's a pass, right? There's like literally check boxes that women have to go through when kind of vetting you out. So as a man, if you're kind of hyper focused on this one thing, and this is what I really don't like about the looks maxing community, they're so hyper focused on this one thing. Yes, looks matter, for sure, looks matter, but as a man, you really need to have a comprehensive version of yourself down packed. You really need to cover your bases. There's a lot of guys out here, they focus entirely on looks, and yeah, they'll look good, yeah, they might see some success in the dating market, but they got like really bad issues besides their looks, right? And I'll give a perfect example. Some guys actually have no social skills whatsoever, and they really don't speak to people like that, and they're kind of shy, and they kind of say like the wrong stuff. They really don't study human psychology in general. It isn't necessarily about game, it's about learning how people think in general, right? Learning about human psychology in general, learning about how to make friends in general, learning how to make connections with people, learning how to talk to a person without giving off a specific vibe. Now, this is pretty much the gist of it. You don't really want to become too hyper-focused on one thing as a man. Some men, they ignore the looks parts of it, right? And they just get hyper-focused on money, right? Money is all good in that, but as you can see, you can go ahead and look at guys being interviewed in all these big cities like New York and stuff like that. A lot of these guys with money just straight up get played. And they're complaining about it, like, oh, I took a girl out to dinner, she's paying me for my money. And she expects me to pay for all her stuff. Why does she do that to me? Brother, you're living in the real world. The fact of the matter is girls meet tons of guys who are willing to pay for all that stuff for them. And they do it. So then it just becomes part of her expectations. You can't really blame the woman because there are guys literally doing it for the woman. And the problem as a man is if the only thing you have about yourself is money, then guess what girls are going to use you for? For your money, right? It just makes sense. If you have nothing else going for yourself besides money, if you have no social skills and nothing special about yourself whatsoever, girls are only going to use you for your money, which is not an ideal situation for you. Now, as a man, if you only focus on looks and you got no social skills and no psychology, things are going to get awkward, right? If you're taking her out on dates or if you're speaking to her consistently, things are going to get super awkward. Sometimes you're not going to be sure where to go from there. You're not sure when to go from next steps. Some guys think if they look good, women are just going to hop into bed with them. You might get lucky, bro. If you go to the club, you might get lucky like that. But for the vast majority of men, it's just like there's also some other things that women want to make sure that you check the boxes, so to speak, before they kind of move forward with you. And I'm not even talking about going on the way. I'm talking about literally just moving forward with you. Literally vetting you to like the next stage, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So as a man, once you realize that, you realize the dating market is a challenge. And that's part of what makes it fun. It's a challenge. And if there wasn't a challenge, it wouldn't be as fun. It's actually a good thing that it's a challenge. Because that means if you put enough work, you can really improve yourself and set yourself apart from the competition.